Welcome back to Iron Sharpens Iron. I'm Jose.
I'm Felipe.
And today we have an amazing episode on having patience in your journey. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we're going to get straight into it on patience in your journey. We're going to have 3 sections of this episode. And the first portion, or the first question that we have is, what are 3 ways to remain patient in your journey? And we'll got Felipe to kick it off for us.
All right, so 3 ways I remain patient. Number 1 is for sure motivating myself by affirming to myself that I'm fit, I'm strong. Especially if anybody's trying to, like a coworker, like, oh, you're scrawny or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's all in fun and games. But at the same time, that could bring someone down.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's always, I've affirmed to myself who I am and what I'm becoming and the journey I'm on.
Yeah.
That it's definitely number 1 motivator is affirming to myself, no matter what the outside world's saying, what I think of myself and where I'm headed.
Yeah.
So affirmation for sure. Number 1 way for me to remain motivated and patient. And so the second thing I do to remain patient is understanding that I've done it before a lot of times where it's 2-month challenge or 3-month challenge, but not that there's nothing wrong with that, but I've noticed a lot of the times for me I made it just this importance of 3 months, and then the 3 months is over and it's like back to usual.
Yeah.
So for me this time, what I've done different, because now this is probably the furthest I've consistently worked out, it's about 9 months straight, just 1 week off in the 9 months. That's the most I've consistently done it. Because I've been athletic, baseball and all that. That doesn't mean you're like working out, bodybuilding almost essentially. But now I've turned it where it's no longer this, oh, in 3 months I'm going to look like this, or, a year from now I'm going to look like this. Although I do catalog it to see the process, but now it's a lifelong journey. And I want to continue this for the first time ever, and I've now been doing it the 9 months, where fitness is now life. Yeah. It's no longer a thing that I do to stay in shape.
Right.
It's a thing that it's a journey, and it's something I'm doing every single day, just like I eat food every single day, how I watch social media. It's a part of my life.
It's a discipline.
It's definitely now a part of life, a discipline. And so for me, that's helped me a lot, because usually I fade out within months. And now it's like there's no fading out, because I've taken it to a lifelong journey.
Yeah.
And again that's helped me be very patient, where it's 9 months in, I thought I'd look like this in 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
But it's like there's no problem. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a lifelong journey.
Right.
So that one definitely helps with the patience, is understanding it's not like maybe you want to challenge yourself for 2-3 months of I'm going to push it super hard to get into shape. After that, find a routine and all that. Now that I'm in good shape, I'm more motivated, all that, then turn it into this like lifelong journey.
Right.
Instead of just bursts.
Right. And I just feel like some people jump into things not fully understanding what they're getting into. And it's sometimes not sustainable. Like they're so gung-ho about things that they jump into it. Like they jump into this 8-week booty camp, whatever, and then like 2 weeks into it, it's like, oh man, this is crazy.
Definitely. And for my third thing to remain patient is always just looking back at my old successes and how long those took. Some were fast, some slow. So I just look back at my old ones, and it always gives me that patience of seeing when it was really bad or really slow and I wanted everything to go way faster.
Right.
Then I learned why it would go slow or why it had to be the way it was.
Yeah.
So definitely looking back at old successes and why it took so long for that success and all that. So looking back. So yeah, just to go over them. It's affirming to myself, understanding the journey's a lifelong journey, not some 2-3 months challenge. Not that there's anything wrong with challenges.
Right. Yeah.
And just looking back at my old successes. So those are going to be my 3 that help me remain patient.
Yeah.
In my journey in life, whether it be fitness or business relationships, all of that. I'll look back and on all those. I affirm to myself in a relationship, in business, all that, in fitness. I understand the journey with my girlfriend, my parents, everybody. It's a lifelong journey, right? It's not a burst of a few months.
Right.
And I look back at the times where I had good times, learned lessons about ex-girlfriends, learned lessons with family members I got in arguments with. So all these things is like a whole.
And sometimes those things happens in an instant, but the blowback from that creates
it's months
what's supposed
or years.
to be.
Yeah, you're right. And it can happen so fast, and then
it's just
takes forever.
a different push to like a new path, and then another push to like the same path, but you're still going down this way. So it's powerful.
Cool.
All right, so for me, that 3 ways that I go about to remain patient in my journey is first and foremost, typically when you're in a state where you feel like you need to be patient, you're obviously stirred up, your mind is racing, you have all these thoughts going on, and 2 things in one, I meditate and pray. I meditate, a silent meditation, just to be still, let those thoughts race, let those thoughts process, let those feelings come, let those feelings go, and as I'm calm, I pray. I pray about what I need, I pray about guidance and what God wants me to do in the next step and what path he wants me to be on, because I just give it all to him, and then I just listen in stillness. So that's the first one for me. The second one is when you're about to jump into something or when you're about to start something, I kind of alluded to that, is do your research. Try things out, and then if you like it, then you like it, you stick with it. If you don't like it, then just move on to something else that brings value to you. So do your research for sustainable, effective changes. Like for you and I, when I came to you for us to start working out, there was moments where like I didn't want to do it, but the power of me knowing that I needed to do this for my life outweighed that laziness or that old way of thinking. And I just stuck to it, and I just did it every single day. And here we are, 27 pounds less, starting a podcast, starting other Instagram pages, and being more influential. It's really crazy what consistency can do in a sustainable change. And I think that's where people just take off and have incredible years and
don't
lives.
burn out and stuff like
100%, man, because it's just all beneficial to you and the people around you. I think that's really great. So do your research and just find something sustainable that you can just do every single day, even when you don't feel like doing it, is the key. Which is really hard, because I feel like if everybody could do that, then life would not be what it is. I think that's the secret right there.
Yeah, consistency, man.
100%.
Research is a good one too.
Yeah. Know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And the last one that I have is take it one day at a time. Can't say this enough, like life is really a marathon, not a sprint, and you need to take it one day at a time, one step at a time if you can, and just allow the journey to unfold, allow the doors to open for you to go through them, and just remain patient. And I know it's not easy, but that's really how you have to live to be able to live a very patient life, because good things do really take time. Just think of a woman being pregnant. 9 months of pregnancy to have this big, beautiful bundle of joy, and
then it's still a life journey after.
Yeah, and
Once the baby's born,
the start.
It's just the beginning. Right?
Everything is just a start.
It's always just the start of something. Yeah.
So, same thing with my workout journey. 3 months ago, just started.
Yeah.
3 months later, now we're in a new year, it's another start.
And if you take it day by day, doors open up, how you said. The problem is, and I go through it, everybody goes, you've gone through it, as in not literally go through that door, you stop.
Yeah.
And the door's open and you're scared.
Yeah.
Almost like you're gonna go up and you're still scared. So doors open up for everybody. The problem is a lot of us don't walk through those doors.
Right.
How you're saying, imagine if everyone walked through those open doors and followed their path and their success and their calling whenever they hear that whisper to do something
Yeah.
and they don't do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
And I feel honestly the things that we've been able to do these past 3 months have changed at least my life forever.
Yeah, it's my life was on a good path,
Mm-hmm.
but since you came in and we teamed up and really held each other accountable,
Mm-hmm.
I was already on a fitness journey, but now it's more a life journey with
Yeah.
us trying to really master ourselves, not
Yeah.
just our bodies, but our minds, our spirits,
Yes.
and help those around us. So I definitely have noticed I was on a good, like, it was a day by day, right? And then you kind of came in and we turned it up a little more. So it was, at first I was kind of just crawling, barely able to do push-ups again because of my shoulder,
Yeah.
you know? And then we started a little light jog. You come in, we're like running now, dude.
Yeah.
You know, we'd start a podcast.
Yeah.
We're learning so much every day
Yeah.
by day.
Yeah.
And now it feels we're still, some days, hey, let's take a step.
Yeah.
And some days it's sprint,
Yeah.
you know? So it's just, you got to take it day by day.
And then we even, shout out to Kiari, wasn't able to be here today.
Shout out Kid Search.
but we're able to see his journey too, and I look at him sometimes, I'm like, dang, I was there a couple months ago, just imagine where he's going to be.
Yeah, it's
in
a
couple
beautiful
months.
thing
So,
to build people up.
That growth and that
yeah.
patience, yeah, 100%.
Takes
The
time.
patience for him to know that he's not like where we're at, not in a bad way, but
He has his strengths where he's above us.
Exactly,
Mhm.
100%.
But there's other parts where we're helping him. There's
Yep.
parts where he's helping us.
Yeah, it's a give and take.
Yeah,
100%. All right, so those are 3 ways. So the 3 that I have is meditate, do your research for sustainable, effective changes, and just take it day by day. It's all you can do. It's the only power you have. And all right, on to the next. Who in your circle do you lean on when you're impatient in life?
So the person I lean on most when I'm feeling impatient in life, it's going to be 2. It's going to be God and my girlfriend. God, definitely I've noticed when I'm driving, I'm angry, someone cuts me off, where usually I get angry, start honking, all that crap. Sorry. And beep that out.
Fires
Beep that
you
out.
up.
We just dropped out the algorithm. But I'll pray. It's how you say in your meditation, and all these things are coming in. You just relax, pray, meditate, and I've noticed that's calming me a lot more. And I need to start doing that way more, as I have been, but even more, just every single time, not just sometimes.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend, because she's very patient, she's very calm, and so, and she definitely at times where I'm very aggressive or someone, like I said, cuts me off and I'm ready to like run this person off the road, she tells me calm down, relax. So
Yeah.
when I have these 2 things always calming me down, it's definitely I want to weigh in more on my girlfriend when it comes to patience and God. So
Yeah.
these are going to be the 2 things for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
2 that I have for who I lean on is I go to God first, for clarity and guidance. Simple as that. No need to go further. And a lot of people run to their friends, or people they know that may not be able to relate to the things that you're going through. So I'm very selective in who I choose to vent to about certain situations. So for me, it's just really leaning into people that have been through what I've been through and have a higher knowledge on the situation that I may be going through, or just someone an expertise in what they in life, because that's basically what I go to for people is life advice.
Yes.
I haven't met people yet for like investments and business opportunities, but for me right now it's just really about life. And a couple of those people are, I go to Felipe for most of everything. I go to my tia Nancy. Shout out to tia Nancy. I go to my mom, my dad here and there now more, and then my boy Benny, of course. And yeah, those are the people that I can really just dig into and know that the advice I'm giving them isn't the advice I want to hear. It's the advice I need to hear. It's going to humble me.
Yeah.
They're going to ask questions back like, well, what did you do in this situation? Or why didn't you do this? And it just makes you think and be more accountable. And that's, I guess, my group makes me feel accountable, because no matter what I do or no matter how I come to them, they're just gonna be real.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because they want the best for you.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and I couldn't be more grateful and blessed. For
I like that you're
I have.
selective too on that. Makes sense, because I think the way I would or used to do it, I don't ask as much advice anymore to people, but I noticed I would just go to everybody.
Yeah.
And at the same time, a lot of people, first of all, they've never been through it, so they're just going to give you their 2 cents on something they've never done. Or, they either don't know it or don't understand or can't see it from your perspective, but you're asking everybody, you're going to get such a clutter of stuff, you're not going to even really get an answer.
Yeah.
But I like that you pick. That's why I specifically get so stuck on podcasts, because I'm listening to specialists in their field.
Right.
And I really like that compared to just hearing some guy, talking about stuff he completely doesn't know.
Yeah.
So I definitely like being selective on my podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
But I've never really thought of being selective with people that I ask for my advice in person, which makes total sense why I've kind of shunned away in the last year or so from asking people advice and just kind of stay quiet, because I'd rather
select.
Yeah, I'd rather be select and not even knowing I've been doing that now. And so that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So this question was created by Chiari. When your name a time when your patience was tested, and what did you do?
So the best one is when I had my business and stuff went south. I had to move to TJ, move south.
Yeah. South.
It went real south. And so I had to go live with my grandparents when I was like 26.
Okay.
And it taught me to rewire. It taught me to start over where I thought I had it all. And it really taught me patience, where I'm walking through the street in TJ and listening to the Big Sean song Bounce Back.
Hey.
And that's when it just dropped.
Yeah.
And listen to that song. And so I'm like, I'm going to bounce back no matter how long it takes. And it took me 2 years just to kind of get back into a jogging field, come back after saving some money.
Yeah.
And then took me another year to really stack back up. And so it basically took me 3 years to get back everything I lost. And then I got a better version of it.
Yeah.
Way better that I could ever imagine. And so...
But that instant where you're like, I'm going to bounce back, that thought, that feeling propelled you for those next 3 years, man.
Yeah.
That's so... Most people are like, why is my life like this?
Yeah.
But you said, I'm going to bounce back.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, man. That was I'll never forget that moment.
Yeah, there you go. And
I'll forget it.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Yeah. So, it took 3 years, but before I knew it, I had over 20 grand cash, building credit, getting a car. I haven't looked back since, man. Yeah. So it's definitely a journey, and every day, not every day, but a lot of the times I think about that, because we start to get so used to what we have and so complacent. And I just think back, man, there was times where you were wishing what you had right now. You were wishing for it in TJ with not a dime in your pocket, and not knowing which way to go, not knowing where I'm gonna go.
Right.
But I just had my faith and knew I was gonna bounce back, and
nice.
And I did, way hard. And that one right there will always teach me patience, because I'm way above that level I was at. So how can I not be patient now, when before I'm sitting at a Starbucks wishing I had a table like this, and now we're sitting here at this table filming. So for me, it's how can I not have patience? You got to build that patience. Yeah. But again, it goes back to that third one of how I remain patient is bringing back my past.
Yeah.
And how were you able to stay in TJ, wake up at 4 a.m, wait in line for an hour, 2 hours. Now we wake up, have a sip of coffee, and we work out. It's a whole nother world for me compared to that. Yeah. And so I had to have that patience. And
because if you were just given that, just like we talk about the Lambo, if we were given a Lambo right now, guaranteed something bad would happen.
Yeah.
We either wouldn't be able to make payments or we would get in a
Crash.
crash
You
or
name
something.
it. We're not mature enough for it.
Exactly.
And we haven't built for it, you know.
Yeah.
It's not, there's no foundation there that built to get that.
Yeah.
And even then, once you build your foundation, you'll realize that kind of stuff's just a headache anyway.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So for me, that's the time my patience was really tested.
Yeah.
Is I had, you know, almost 6-figure income, 3,000 square foot place I rented.
Yeah, I remember.
Just living the life, you know, and all taken away, and I had to. That's probably the most patience I've ever had to have. Years and years and years, 3 years of like essentially being broke, but knowing I'm gonna get back to that level.
Yeah.
And I think it was just also it's a mindset.
Yeah.
It's the mindset. I had to be broken down so I could build a new mindset.
100%, man.
Yeah. And so for you?
Cool. That was powerful, man. For me, this was in late September, where I had lost my job, and I had no idea what I was gonna do. You know, my job title, I'm kind of like stuck in between being a higher level to being at the level I was at. So really looking for a job, I was just really stuck in the middle. Didn't know how I was gonna get a job. I redid my resume, and just I don't know what it's called, but on Indeed, you're like fishing, basically applications. Like you're just applying. So I had a couple interviews within those 2 weeks before I actually did get the job that I have now. And almost every person was like, what made you want to apply for us? You know, and it's like, and they'll be like, oh, you were just fishing on Indeed. Right? Just, like,
just going
rapid
hard.
fire, you know, just submit resume. And I thought it was pretty funny, and had a couple interviews, obviously didn't get those, but I got the job I wanted with the pay, the location, the venue itself is beautiful. So I got really blessed in that. But during those 2 weeks, I mean, it was a scramble. It was scary, man, because I have bills that I need to pay, you know, and
yeah, your mind's just on survival mode again.
right?
Yeah.
But not even to a sense. And I can refer back to my past, thinking like, oh man, like you were all alone in Vegas and you had lost everything. So I was able to be a little bit more calmer, but at the same time, you know, there's still that fire lit under your ass to want to get back to being stable. And during that time, I was able to lean on, you know, those peoples, you know, my Thea, you know, you, Benny. I was able to really get solid advice, and everybody was like saying, you know, you're gonna get a job, bro. Like, don't worry about it. Like, you're good. Enjoy. If anything, enjoy this time off.
You told me,
and enjoy it, man.
That's
if
funny.
anything, you got a couple weeks to just chill.
Yeah.
I mean, your bills are paid. Like, you've saved up a little bit to like cover it, but like, you're good. And I think even during that time, I was able to learn how to just kind of be still in the madness. And it's kind of like the Matrix, where you're just walking slow and like all the bullets are flying everywhere, and you're just kind of taking it, going to the fridge, getting food, coming back, going sitting down, or going to go work out. Like, being still in the madness, I guess, is what my experience was when my patience was tested. I just referred back to my past. I referred to the people I can lean on, and they allowed me to be still in my environment, and that was the time that I was tested. But now got the great job. Everything's been smooth sailing since, been growing.
And you didn't even have that long of a time from the job. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So it's, I think also having that peace of mind of saying, hey, I've been tested before.
Yeah.
This is nothing. You have all your family.
Yeah.
I think having that mindset, that's why you only had that short gap of like, well, I'm just going to rapid fire. I'm going to have this mindset, you know, what it is.
Yep.
Instead of maybe where in the past you would have just kind of almost like ducked, you know, like, oh, dude, screw this. But even then, you've never been that type of person. You've always been a fighter. So even then, like, I can't really see you as like, you know.
We're not victims.
Yeah.
We don't victimize ourselves. We just are like, oh, shoot. This is life. This is what life's giving me.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
I think now we're engaging more in trying to master. Not that, you can master life, I think, but we're definitely on a mission to better ourselves in every way possible, compared to how it's like, oh, this is life. It's kind of like, I just go with it, you know. Like, and we're kind of trying to break it down more, you know, and understand it.
And as I've gotten older, and as I've experienced things in my life, it really is taking the emotion out of situations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I were to go into work today and they were like, "Oh, you're fired," okay, you know,
Yeah,
like that's kind of like the
true.
response it
That's
would be.
so true because I tell people at work because some customer says something to you. At one point, I'm like, let them slap you, and if
Yeah.
anything, turn the other cheek. They're like, okay, keep going. Like, it is what it is. You have to let your emotion out of it because it's business.
Yeah.
It's a business, and if they're not happy, you're not gonna keep getting a check.
Yeah.
Like, not even the business owner will get a check anymore if the customer isn't happy. You
Yep.
know. And it's unfortunate that you have some people that are very aggressive.
Yeah.
They're not the best customer to have, but at the end of the day, we can rise above that and
Yeah.
be the more patient person. But I've noticed at work, when it comes to the customer, my emotion doesn't affect me.
Right.
Like, and that's a good one because outside in the outside world, someone cuts me off,
Yeah.
and I get mad,
Yeah.
and so or flat tire and I lose it, even though I got the spare and I could change it real quick anyway, and I got coverage for flats anyway, so
Yeah.
I don't even pay for flats.
Right.
So again, it's letting that emotion out, right? And you said it when I was like, dude, I got a flat. There goes the workout for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I fixed it, and you're like, there you go, man. It's
Yeah.
like, just be patient, relax.
All you
It's
can do
good.
is fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, just relax. But I know I can fix it. The problem is the emotion comes out first.
Yeah.
And then I vent it all out, and it didn't fix anything because now you got to cool down and find a solution. So that's why I like the Jocko book, Extreme Ownership, on how Navy SEALs say they can't have, imagine people around you could die. They could literally die.
Yeah.
You can't have emotion. You must calm down, breathe, look around, analyze, assess the situation, and act.
Yeah.
You can't let your emotion control you. If not, you're
100%.
not in control whatsoever.
At all.
So, and then again, it's a journey because I need to master that. I want to better it,
Yeah, but you being self-aware of that is one step closer to getting to
definitely.
that.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Also, let us know in the comments of a time that your patience was tested and what did you do? Let us know. I'd be curious to know. But all right, you have anything else?
No,
That's
just
it.
be more patient.
Yeah.
As easy as that sounds.
Yeah, but hopefully these are some tools and some examples that we've given you guys so you guys can apply this to your life. But yeah, that was our episode on having patience in your journey. Stay tuned for the next one. Later, guys.
Later.